everyone, welcome back to KLI Tech Solutions interactive video sessions on how to use TILOS. In today's session, we are going to see how to add a baseline and also a report line in TILOS. So as everyone knows, in any of the schedule or any of the projects, a baseline or the plan is very important, and defining a baseline or a plan is the means by which allows us to progress or measure the progress of the plan versus actual data, which is one of the most important factors in monitoring and controlling a project. So let's see how to add a baseline in TILOS. So as per the old video, we saw how to import as a group of activities or a set of activities from Excel, or you can also create your own set of schedule inside of TILOS. So once we have imported the schedule, first thing we have to do is run the schedule. So what we have to do is, first I'm going to select all the details and I'm going to run the schedule. So on the top of the screen, you can see there is an option called rescheduling, or the shortcut for this option is pressing F9. If you press on this, you can get you will see a dialog box appearing and you can see a report date. What is report date? A report date is nothing but the data date or the date in which you are making or clicking your schedule option, which means that this project is starting somewhere in 2022 on the 1st of August or any day later. So what we can do is, while creating or scheduling it for the first time, you can select the date which is actually ahead of the schedule and you can press reschedule. So you can also see that you can have a rescheduled report and you can write it to a file if you want to, something similar to Primavera P6. If it is not required, it's also fine. So I'm going to press reschedule and you can see that there is a warning available because all the activities which we have imported are having data which are not yet scheduled. So what happens is, automatically TILOS will make those changes and it will move the schedule and it will move the data. So what we have to do for here is, you can see that the schedule is already has been scheduled, and the start and end dates, if you want to select, you can see what is the final activity, etc, etc. Now after we always make the initial schedule, we have to define a baseline, which is very important. To define a baseline, please go to the menu bar. Under tools, you can see there is an option called as baseline manager. So you click on baseline manager, the baseline manager dialog box opens. In this dialog box, you can see the report date automatically is populated on the day in which the initial schedule was prepared and we have scheduled it. So like in a Primavera or in MS Project, we can select, we can define a baseline, and in TILOS you can create n number of baselines. How do you make the baselines? So you can select here, there's a button called as plus for creating a baseline. Selecting this button and you can see a new. So here we are going to do it as BL1. So if we are going to have a revised schedule from the approval from the client, or it has been mutually agreed, it can be BL2 and BL4, etc. Once you can see it is there at the bottom of the screen, all the activities with many options are available as what all has been defined as a baseline. So in the baseline, you can see what is the creation date, what is the creation time, what is the comment or the name of the baseline, and also the two most important things: do you want to display the baseline and do you want to have it active? Always remember that if you are going to create n number of baselines, only one baseline will be active. So same date I'm creating one more baseline, you can see that BL2 is active and BL1 is not active. The reason being, we can compare with one baseline. That is how the plan is actual. Or if you want to compare two baselines, what you can make is, you can create one baseline and create one more, and active the other baseline will become a schedule. So for this instance, I'm going to delete it and I'm going to make this as active. You can also choose the option to have it display on. What is the display option? We will see now. So if we want to display it, it is a visual tool. TILOS is a presentation tool where you want to show the baseline. So I'm going ahead and pressing OK. You can see that the baseline is defined already. If I'm going to select in the center of the screen, you can see at the bottom on the detail object toolbar under display, you can see that display baseline activity and display report. Since the activity was done on the 1st of August, you can see that when I selected the baseline activities, you can see that there is a blue color toggle option. So you can see that this is the baseline. How to see it? I'm going to select an activity and I'm going to move this activity. You can see that the orange or the option, the blue option is what is seen as the baseline, and I move this activity. So I'm doing it, which is wrong, or we can move the activity back to the original position. So this is how you can set a baseline, and also you can toggle a baseline. So if you have turned on the baseline and then you are going to change the baseline, you can see that the baseline is clearly visible for us to see any change has been happened. Now What is a report line? You can always set a report line also in the baseline manager or when you reschedule. How do we reschedule? So here the first time it was rescheduled on 1/8. Now let's say we have added progress. I want to do this report date actually after 17 days, and I press on reschedule and proceed. You can see that the report line is appearing as a blue line here. You can also toggle on and toggle off this report line. The reason why a report line is very important is because across the duration of the project, if we want to see where which item is being seen or not, can be uh, easily found out. So in this example, you can say that August 17th is what we selected, and the option or the line depicts that on this day the report was taken, or on this day the reschedule was happened. Apart from this, we also have options like in case you feel that the baseline activities, I don't want this baseline to be shown in light blue, we can change that as well. So we will go back to tools, and on the tools button there is an options. In options, you can see there is again a display option. In display, you can see a lot of things like the report date line. The report date line is in blue color. Now I want this report date line to be in a red color, or let's take the violet color I'm selecting. Next, you can see at the bottom, this is for the baseline. The baseline is currently in blue. Now I want the baseline to be given in red. I press OK. You can see the baseline is in red and the log is beige. So similarly, TILOS allows you to make changes continuously to the data, or to the way in which you want to present the data. So this is how you add a baseline, a report line, and you can change the colors of baseline. So that is all for today's video. Thank you.